Hey team, how you doing? Hey, Kat Miller here. I hope you're doing really, really well. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to attract empowered clients and not just freebie hunters. I was talking to a client this week and they were sharing with me how they're frustrated that there's so many people just wanting to grab their free content and not actually buy. And maybe you felt like this before. And a lot of people think that the reason that they're not getting more clients is because they're giving too much away and therefore people don't want to work with them or that don't need them. In my experience, I've found that that is very rarely the case. Here's the thing. Some of us get a lot of people wanting to work with us because we share a lot of really great free content. And that's because we know how to provide plenty of value through our content that also helps someone to get to know us, what we offer, and the specific solutions that we help people with. But we also know how to do it without people feeling like they can just go and do it on their own. We know that in, 99.9% of cases, people can't just go and do it on their own. And there are many, many points along the journey that they're going to get tripped up. And empowered clients, they know this. They know that it's not just, hey, here's 3 things that you need to do and you'll have a successful relationship or business or team or whatever it is that you coach on. Just this week, I was coaching a lady on launching a masterclass, and within the session, I would have made at least 20 tweaks to what she was doing, at least. And I think about those tweaks and the actions, any one of those single actions without the tweaks could have made that whole pipeline just completely not work. So I know that I share a lot of content, valuable free content, but it's done in a way that I know that people still, even if they watched every single one of my free videos, would find it very, very hard to piece it all together because I'm not sharing the whole roadmap. I'm sharing little pieces and it's not in a step-by-step order. And so let's talk about what empowered clients are and what freebie hunters are and what I mean. So when I'm referring to freebie hunters, I'm talking about people who only want free information. They just want to go and get free, and that's it. They're not consuming free content because they're interested in finding out about who someone is and what they offer. They just want to grab the goods and run and think that they can put it together. Empowered clients, on the other hand, they also want free content, just like the freebie hunters, but they don't just want free content. They also want to invest if they find the right person to help them achieve the specific result that they want. So empowered clients, we can also call them high ticket clients or sophisticated buyers. If you want to attract those types of people, you need a different approach than just sharing basic information. Because when you know how to speak to those people, those empowered clients, those ones who are willing to invest, it's a difference between attracting them using really great content, really valuable content, and chasing people with cold outreach. You know those ones, those DMs you get where someone doesn't know you from a bar of soap and you feel like they're chasing you. So in this video, I'm going to lay out how you can actually do this in 5 steps. Thank you for joining me, by the way, those of you who are here. If you're here live, can you just pop a hashtag live into the comments? Thank you for being here live. If you're watching the replay, just pop a hashtag replay, and I'd love to know what you think of this. Please put your comments in here. Any questions you have. Always love it when people engage in the chat box. In the comments box. I always do these after my inner circle sessions, and I'm still in the chat box mode. So what I've found is that most empowered clients don't respond very well to those kind of methods of, jumping in cold. So if you want to be someone who attracts and not chases, you want to know the secrets to how to actually speak to these clients effectively. Maybe you've been attracting the wrong types of people that aren't willing to invest, or maybe you have attracted some people who've invested, but maybe the last few months, no one's bought from you. Or I know some people that I've been speaking to have been relying a lot on word of mouth referrals, and now they actually want to take a bit more charge and set up more of a system where they are in control, and they know that they can have clients whenever they want them, because they are doing the work to put together really valuable content and like a pipeline and leading clients along a pathway to working with them. So this video is going to help you to know how to attract those empowered clients. So 5 things, if you're making notes, write these down. Number 1 is share content in the sweet spot. Remember the Goldilocks principle, not too much, not too little, just right. And so content that's in the sweet spot is content that gives a lot of value, but doesn't make the person think that they can just go and solve the problem themselves. So when it comes to putting to what content that you share, you might be making one of these 3 mistakes. You're not sharing enough content in general. You're sharing too high level content, so it's a way too big picture. Or you're sharing too detailed content and it's really granular in the weeds. So you're not sharing enough, you're sharing too high level or too detailed. When you're sharing free content, you want to share in the sweet spot, in the middle. And this is about showing people what they need to do, why it's important, and the steps on how to do it, but not from a massively high level point of view where people think, okay, but how exactly? You know, if it's really high level, it's super detailed, people can get lost and confused. So I'll give you an example of each. An example of being too high level would be, let's say you're a relationship coach or dating coach, and you might say, want to attract your dream partner. Here are the 3 ways. Remove the blocks to whatever's stopping you. Get prepared. Put yourself out there. Those would be quite high level things. And empowered clients, they already know that. They already know that. What they don't know is how to do all these things and kind of why they're not already doing that. So mid-level would be more of a conceptual view of a process and explaining how to make each of those steps work. For example, when you're setting up your dating app profile, you need to consider X, Y, Z. It needs to include ABC elements, and here's where you might get it wrong, and here's how to avoid that. So that's really the sweet spot. The too detailed level would be a really super detailed view of a process explaining the exact steps to take. So for example, I help people with creating a presentation that gets them clients. So if I was going to get way too detailed on that, I would say, here's exactly what to do in my free content. I would say, here's exactly what to do on slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 27, and go really into the detail of exactly what to put in the presentation, as opposed to this sweet spot level where I more tell them, these are the things that need to go into presentation. These are some things to look out for. These are some things not to do. If you want to know the details, then you need to work with me for that. So for example, in my events, I shared the 4-step client attraction formula, which is, 4 high level steps, but then I break down the most important things to do in the steps. And then for the sake of time, obviously I can't go into everything someone needs for each of the steps, because I have whole training programs for each of them. So I make sure that I share enough that people understand what I do and how I can help them with it. Hopefully this is helping, team. Hey, great to have you here, Donna and Trish and Glenn and Sarah, Carolyn. So great to have you all here. Hey, Jackie. Always appreciate engagement in the comments, so please let me know what's standing out to you, what's making sense, what's sinking in, what do you like about what I'm sharing. Okay, number two is be specific about the problem you solve and the promise you're offering. So the problem you solve and the promise you're offering. When someone comes to me who's stuck because they're not getting consistent buyers, it's almost always because they aren't clear on the specific point A and the specific point B, the problem, the point A, and then the promise, the point B. And a lot of times people can only tell what topics they are an expert in, but not what results they're an expert in. So they can say, oh yeah, I can see that you're an expert in leadership, but I don't really know what outcome I can expect from you. So one of the first things I do with all of my clients is help them get super specific on who their ideal client is, what point they are at right now, the problems they're facing, and then where they want to be, the promise that they're making. And I know it sounds simple, but it's actually very, very rare that someone can tell me this in a very clear way in order to make their offer super irresistible. And the two questions I get people to ask is, what's the stage of their journey that they're starting at? Because sometimes people have no clue. They're trying to attract people that are super, super beginner or have absolutely no clue about their topic, when actually they might be best getting someone a little bit further along the journey who has done a little bit before and it hasn't worked for them. So maybe they've invested in a course before, or they've learned a lot about the subject, but they still haven't cracked it. And then I also ask them to ask, what result do people, what result can you help people get in the time frame of your offer, in the time frame of your program? And then I help them create content that speaks clearly of the pathway that they need to follow. So number two, really make sure that you're clear on the problem and the promise, and that you put that into your content. You make sure that that goes out there into your valuable content, and that's how you'll find those empowered people. All right, number three is we want to deliver your free content in the same way that you deliver your paid content as much as possible. So I was talking about this tonight in my inner circle group, where if someone's just doing blogs, for example, and they're never showing up and speaking, and the way that they deliver their program is through speaking to someone on Zoom, for example, like if you coach people on Zoom and you never show up on Zoom, there's a little bit of a disconnect. You know, people might be really into reading what you're writing, but it's different. It's different when you're seeing someone speak, when they're on camera. So I'm someone who purchases a lot of high ticket offers. And so I can tell you a lot about my mindset as a high ticket buyer and the mindset of what an empowered client is like. So I'm a busy, successful entrepreneur. And when I decide that I want to achieve a specific result, I want it done right. I want it done with someone who knows what they're talking about. And I want it done as fast as possible. And that means I want to hire an expert. So I won't attempt to to try and piece all these little free pieces of information together, because I value my time too much. Like maybe I could try and figure it out by watching all of their free YouTube clips and reading all their blogs, but I don't want to do that. I do want to feel confident that that person is the expert, so I will go to their events. And I buy from events. I pretty much always buy from events. So for me as a buyer, I want to go and get a feel of how the delivery is going to be like. I want to know how someone facilitates a group, how you feel when you're in the room with them, virtual or in person. I want to experience that before I buy with someone. So pretty much all of my high ticket purchases have been made from being an event. So if I didn't run events, I feel like I wouldn't be in integrity. So that's how I consume their free content, because I want to know exactly what problems they solve, the results that they provide, but I don't want to do it by reading all of their blogs. So I go directly to the source of how their program is going to be delivered to me. And in most cases, people subconsciously need this in order to make a decision. Everything else that we do, of course I do emails and social media posts and everything else, but that is more of backing it up. That's other ways of reaching people to back it up. But sophisticated buyers, they generally need more of a taste of who you are, how you talk, and what you're like before they buy. And that's why it's one of the reasons why I deliver so many presentations. So if you're delivering your program by speaking to people, it makes sense that you show up and speak to them and share your free content by speaking to them. Hope this is helping, team. All right, number four, go deeper in your content. Go deeper in your content. It's easy, obviously, to dash off a quick post than to create an in-depth explanation of the work that actually needs to be done. But if you want to attract those high-ticket buyers, those sophisticated buyers who are empowered, then we need to take the time to really craft great content. And when you do that and you share the deeper levels of what's required, and you're not just saying, it's as easy as ABC, you know, just do these 3 things and you'll get it. When you actually go deeper and you explain that there's more to it, you're rewarded with clients who much easier, who find it much easier and clearer to see that there is deep work required. And it actually makes them want it even more, because the surface level posts, they don't really work to get people reaching out to you who are actually happy to pay for an in-depth service. So if you have quite an in-depth service, which is usually what people pay for, not just the surface level stuff, then we want to make sure that we're in-depth with our content as well. The most empowered clients, they have usually tried to solve their problem before. They've tried to improve their skills before. They've tried to apply a strategy before, and they either haven't succeeded or they haven't succeeded to the level that they want. So if you just share posts that have simple tips and they make change sound super easy, the savvy buyer knows that it's not that easy. And if it was, then everybody would have the result. So if you're just providing, you know, three tips all the time, it's not necessarily going to be enough depth to move someone. So yes, provide 3 tips, but give examples of how they apply to situations. Give descriptions of all the ways that it could go wrong. Give examples on how to apply them, how to handle all the different things that can happen. And number five, share about what you have journeyed. Share about what you have journeyed. The way you avoid sounding like everyone else is to share about your own journey and the journeys of people that you've worked with or people that you help. Otherwise, people won't know if you're just kind of copying everyone else, you know, because if you just read something cool and then try and share a little bit from what other people are doing, you haven't really lived it, and people can feel that. So you want to make sure that you reveal your expertise, reveal maybe some of the workings from your coaching sessions. You know, think about what is the content of the majority of your coaching calls? What does the majority of your coaching sessions cover? What exactly do you coach people on? And how can you put bits of that into your free content? I'll give you an example. If you're going to hire someone to help you get clients from your social media posts, for example, you'd probably be interested in knowing more about this person's philosophy, more about what makes the social media post work. And maybe you've heard about someone who does it. You'd probably be interested in what kind of principles does she follow? What are her methods? Why do they work? How are they different from other principles that people are following in her field? So it's all about making sure that we create to influence people, to inspire them to create action, not just to impress. Influence, not impress. If you want to turn strangers into clients and not be the one who gets just the likes and comments but doesn't get any buyers or people reaching out with interest in what you offer, you just want to really analyze what it is that you're posting about, because content that attracts empowered clients who are buyers, it has specific elements. And the goal of creating client attracting content is not only to attract the right people, but also repel the wrong people. And so we want to make sure in your content that it's really clear who you're attracting, and the wrong people resist what you're saying because they think that the cause of their problem is something else. So we actually want to repel those. We want to attract those empowered clients. So if you want to know how to do this, if you want to know how to attract content that attracts empowered clients, I dive really deep into this in my Client Attraction Accelerator program. I show you exactly how to share content in that sweet spot, not too high level, not too detailed. I show you how to be specific about the problem you solve and the promise you're offering, and I help you with that. I show you how to deliver your free content in the same way that you deliver your paid content. I show you all the different things that you need to do for that, how to really go to those deeper levels in your content without giving everything away, and also how to share about what you've journeyed and how to pull over the learnings that you've got from your coaching session into your content. I also show you my 8-step formula for attracting clients fast and consistently. This is my signature program. It's designed specifically to help coaches and experts to add an extra 5K a month or more within 90 days. It accelerates you into being a booked out coach or expert with these empowered clients using my client attraction roadmap. It's only for people who are serious about getting results and could look after new clients really quickly, straight away. So you'll have me as your coach, as your mentor. I'll be by your side, working with you for the next 3 months to help you guarantee your results. I've just opened the door this week to 2 really awesome bonuses, and they're only for 3 people. So you get the on-demand training program with all the 8 different modules. You get the support and implementation for 12 weeks. There's loads of different implementation sessions and group calls, small group masterminds. You get the vault, you get all the documents, the private community where you can ask me questions daily, all of our workshops, all of our VIP sessions. We've got a 2-day retreat coming up, a virtual retreat coming up. So you get all of that. Plus, I'm also doing these 2 amazing bonuses. One of them is a marketing makeover with me that's valued at $2,000. And I'm also doing a landing page that's valued at $2,000. So if you want to be in for one of those spots, just pop the word accelerator into the comments right now, or DM me the word accelerator, and I'll send you all the details and see if it's the right fit for you. So I would love to work with you and help you get empowered, truly empowered clients, paying you what you're worth fast and consistently. And this program is everything that you need. There's so much support, so much value, all the frameworks, everything that you need. And it's only for 3 more people, those bonuses. It's only for 3 people. We've already had one go. So, and it's only till midnight this Sunday. So you've got a few days to have a look at it, see if it's the right fit for you, reach out and ask me any questions, or if you want to jump on a quick call, more than happy to answer your questions. So just write the word accelerator in the comments right now if you're interested, or just DM me the word accelerator. I hope this has been super helpful for you tonight. I hope you've made lots of notes, and I hope most of all that you go and apply it. So until I see you again, keep shining and keep sharing. The world needs you. Big love. Take care. Talk to you soon.